What's up, guys? Today I'll be showing you my top 5 favorite exotic weapons in Destiny 2. I think there's a lot of really good exotic weapons and some really bad ones. Today I'll show you my personal 5 favorite ones to use in PvE. I'm not going to include PvP in this list because if you want a PvP list, here you go. Number 5, Mida. Number 4, Mida. Number 3, Mida. Number 2, Mida. And number 1, Mida. Alright, now that we got that out of the way, let's head into my top 5 favorite PvE exotic weapons in Destiny 2. And remember, this is my personal opinion. I think for everyone, these 5 weapons are probably your top 5 also, but the order might be changed up a bit depending on your playstyle. But anyways, hope you guys enjoy and let's get into this. At number 5, we have the Legend of Ehroar. This is the raid exotic weapon. It is a shotgun, and it's a multi-part questline that upgrades it as you go. The first version of the weapon only has 1 shot in the mag and no extra perks. As you upgrade it more, it gets 2 shots in the mag and also more perks. So as of right now, I only have the 1-shot version, and even this is really good. It hits so hard on majors. It can 2-shot high value targets, 1-shot basically every major in the game, do solid damage to bosses and ultras. And once this gun is fully upgraded, if it has, even if it caps at 2 shots in the mag and has like maybe a higher reserve perk or a higher reload speed perk or anything like that, it could be very solid. It already is. Like, as you can see on the server, I'm just dealing damage to this thing, and just the 7 shots that you have, I did almost half its health. And on other regular high value targets like the Scions and the Rig event, it consistently just 2-shots them from full health. This thing hits so hard and is very useful in a lot of activities, like the pools and the raid. I can see a lot of people using it to kill the guys that come out of the chains. Anyways, at number 4, we have the Merciless. This is probably the best DPS weapon for bosses in the game, especially exotic-wise. There are better DPS weapons, as in cluster bomb rockets, but you need a rally barricade to pull that off. So this is, by itself, with no outside perks or abilities, this is probably the best DPS burst damage weapon in the game. The only downside of the Merciless is it shoots through all of its ammo so quickly. After you're out of ammo, then what? Then you're just sitting there using your primary. So that's the only downside of it, but if you're doing something where the 14 bullets you get from this will, you know, kill the enemy, it is going to be the fastest way to kill the enemy without a rally barricade, cluster rocket, for example. As you can see on this server public event, it just rips through their health. And the 14 shots, I think I get it almost half health, and the 2 people in patrol with me were only shooting primary, so this is mostly my damage right here, as you can see. Basically, in the 14 shots, already got it to the halfway mark. And obviously, the more health the enemy has, that's going to be when this is more useful, because you don't want to actually kill it. The longer you don't kill something, the faster it fires. So once you kill something, it restarts it. As you see here in this fallen ultra, I get stomped back, but as you can see, I took a huge chunk of his health off already. He's trying to fool me and TP around. Anyways, this weapon is obviously really good on when you're shooting all 8 shots without reloading or killing something. That's when you're going to get the most use out of it. And number 3, we have the Risk Runner. And this one and the next number 2 spot, they can be swapped around. They're very similar. Risk Runner is a very useful ad clear weapon, but you need arc enemies, or enemies shooting arc at you to get the most use out of it. But when you do have arc stuff shooting at you, this gun is the best gun in the game, period. But since it's limited to only arc activities, that's why it's at the number 3 spot. But any Nightfall, any Fallen Lane, because Fallen all shoot arc, most Hive lanes shoot arc, any of those activities, this gun will melt. You just get it, you start the chain going, next thing you know, everything is dead. It is such a good weapon. The only downside, like I said multiple times now, is that you need arc. That's why it's at number 3 and not at number 2. So you can see while I'm doing this Fallen plug event, I'm just ripping through crowds of majors and vandals and dregs. like it's nothing. Never have to reload. It's so good. This was, during the beta, obviously my favorite weapon. Period, hands down. It still is one of my favorite weapons, hands down. But it's at number 3 on the list for a reason. There's 2 guns I think are more useful. But this thing is, it's so fun when you have the arc conductor proc. It's just so good. It's not the greatest on majors because you need to get a kill within 5 seconds for it to refresh the perk. And on majors, it might take you more than 5 seconds to kill it. So it's really good on crowds of enemies where you're killing multiple veins at once. Where it's then take the get the most use out of the chain lightning effect. And obviously, like everything in the game, it pairs really well with Devour, as you can just stand right in the middle of arc stuff and take damage, proc the perk, kill stuff, proc the perk over and over again. It's just beautiful to watch this gun and use on fallen groups of fallen enemies. Like, I only needed one clip to show off the Risk Runner. I just had to do one public event to show off how useful it is. That's how good it is in the right situation. Alright, at number 2 we have the Sunshot. Now, like I said, this and the Risk Runner, you can switch around number 2 and 3 spot depending on which one you like more. I think they're very, very equal. I gave the edge to Sunshot because it's more useful all around. Unlike the Risk Runner where you need enemies shooting arc at you, this is good all around. They're both the 2 best ad clear exotics in the game, without a doubt. For just that purpose alone, ad clear only. It's basically an explosive round, Firefly, and cannon with a high rate of fire, high reload. But not only is it Firefly, it's a Firefly that chains. So if an enemy explodes and that explosion kills another enemy, then that enemy will explode too, and it'll just create this chain reaction. Regular Firefly does not do that. If the Firefly kills someone, then nothing happens. Since this is procced on just any kill, not headshots. So, as you imagine, this gun is amazing for just all-purpose ad clear, and that's why I have it at number 2 in my slot, my list. Because I use this thing for basically everything. I usually run Nameless Midnight in my primary slot, this, then a cluster rocket. My go-to setup for almost every PV activity now. Anyways, as you can see, I'm just walking around, you know, just making tier 1 ads explode left and right. Show off a lost sector here, a taken one. The thing that's so good about this gun is that with explosive rounds, it one-shots a lot of low-tier enemies, but then it also two-shots some of the enemies that it can't one-shot, and since it has such a high rate of fire, you get those 2 shots off so quickly. The mag is only 8, but like I said, it has a pretty good reload, so that's not really an issue. All around, 10 out of 10 weapon, extremely good. Coming in at number 1, we have the Wardcliff coil. This is growing to become my favorite weapon of all time, and especially in Destiny 2. It is the G-Horn of Destiny 2. The only difference is the effective range of this weapon is that of like a fusion slash shotgun. It's not a typical rocket launcher where you can shoot it at far distances, but and the range that this thing is effective, it is unmatched. It is better than Gjallarhorn when you're in its effective range. This thing absolutely tears people up. It is so good. It's really good for ad clear, major kills, ultra kills, boss damage, you name it. Everything in PvE, this thing is at the top of the list. For ad clear, up close, you just swipe on them and kill all of them at once. For ultras and majors, it will one-hit them as long as you keep your aim on them and you're within range. This thing is just a monster. If you don't have it and you haven't really given it a try, you need to. This thing will change the way you play the game. As you just saw, in some of these public event clips. It just takes out the entire crowd at once in one shot. Then it has a perk where running over a power ammo brick gives you, it reloads the gun for you, so you don't even have to reload the gun. It is so good. I'll just let the rest of these clips speak for themselves, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next video.